So before we start installing the roof tinted PPF, we are going to clean it. And you are going to be provided with a white scrubber like this. And then go ahead and spray your slip solution all across the roof. The Model Y roof is actually quite large. So you want to just make sure you spray a lot. And you're going to go in about, I would say, 36 inches at a time, and you can be as thorough as possible so that you don't have any contamination on your roof during installation. So you want to take your time. You don't want to speed this process up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, here we go. As you kind of scrub, it'll foam up, which is actually a really good indicator of where you cleaned and where you didn't. Since also this roof is externally exposed, cleaning it is going to be very important. Next, you're going to grab your squeegee and you're going to do a 50% overlap. Okay, and you're going to add your squeegee. You can kind of put it away. You can also grab a microfiber and catch some of that too. Okay, during this process, you want to make sure they're also inspecting the glass. This is a perfect time to do so, to make sure that you didn't miss anything in the scrub. Yep, got it. Okay, same thing here, I got a little bit. I got it, great. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Grab your squeegee. If you do have a platform, just be careful about where it ends. You just don't want to make sure you don't fall. I'm going to look at it one more time. I feel really good. There's not really any contamination or anything like that. So once you're happy with your glass, you're going to go ahead and spray everywhere with your slip solution again. During this process, guys, more is better. You want a lot of time to work. You want the roof to be as room temperature as possible before you actually start. Right, because heat is going to make it overstretch and it's not going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and just spray a little bit in the back right here as well. I know we're not actually doing that area. All right, so the next step is to get the film on the actual roof. And for this, we try to figure out a way to do it solo. And honestly, we could not figure it out. So this, you will need a friend. Okay. And then for this process, right now I got some of this static of where it's been, so I got some dirt in the backside. I know it's on the backside, but I still want to get rid of it before I actually start. So before we start hydrating, I want to know what's the front and what's the back. So if you look at this, the wider part is going to be the front. The slimmer part is going to be the rear. Okay, so I have it holding this way. One person is going to start peeling with their moist hands. And then we're going to go ahead and just pull this. Before they start pulling, you go ahead and hydrate this area. Okay, and then you're going to hold this corner and then hold this bottom and then just peel. And as they get closer to that, hold the bottom now. And you're just trying to add as much tension as possible. And keep pulling, give them some time to kind of get that. And then we're going to go ahead and just spray a lot of this slip solution, right? Everywhere. You don't want to miss an area. Since that's the front, go ahead and hold it on one side. And then I'm going to grab it with my side. And what we found that is the easiest is to enter from the the back side. And we're gonna go ahead and just lift it. Try not to touch the back. Now once it touches the roof, it's fine because it's clean part. We're just gonna transfer it as aligned as possible. So Desto is going to go ahead and tack that corner first, and then I'll show you, right? So I'm not even worried much about the alignment just yet. Before she starts tacking though, you wanna move this around like this, and you wanna make sure that it's all moving. So can you do that real quick? Everything's moving really well. All right, so the back side is a little bit what we call it's tacked. So then we go back here and then just spray all of that, and then now it's moving. Maybe down that middle a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. That's what you're looking for. And then we're gonna go ahead and flush out the slip solution all across right here. This corner, it's about 2 inches of that corner. We're gonna flush all that out. We're gonna use our palm technique right here. Notice how I actually don't go where I sprayed. And we're just gonna go ahead and just tack this down like so, okay? And we're good to go. We're actually gonna go to the back first, and then we'll get the rest. So since I'm already here, I'll start first this time. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this corner. Same thing. There is a little bit more of a stretch because this is convex. Okay, there's a good amount of curvature. So I'm gonna use my palm technique as well, and as I get closer to it, I'm gonna just hold this down right here. Once you hold it for a few seconds, there you go. All right, that was my practice stretch. We call that a pre-stretch. And you can try this as many times as you want, honestly, all right? So take your time. If you're not familiar with it, that's totally fine. And I'm gonna do the test again. Go ahead and just, I'm pushing it down. Oops, I need to get my squeegee over here. Use my palm right here. There you go. So now I have this corner down, and we're gonna go ahead and do the other side now. Okay, I'll help you in terms of, yep. But there's a lot of soap right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get it all out of that channel. Yep, and then Desto's gonna do that. And I can assist a little bit in terms of just moving some of this for you right here. Great. Okay, so kind of go lightly at first. I think some of the soap kind of traveled down it.
That's perfect.
You know, it always happens like that. It's perfect, and then, okay. So I think a lot of people don't realize tack sometimes is alcohol, but a big part of what tack is basically just flushing out the slip. Is that good?
Yep.
So now we're actually going to travel from the center and just try to go all the way to the back, right? And then we're going to go ahead and spray some tack all the way in the middle. Okay. Boom. So we're basically just anchoring that backside down. Okay, and once you do that, you can kind of continue this route. Okay. Great. So basically, we've anchored this backside. Okay, can you get your side? Great. And then we're going to actually do the front side. This film is designed to be conforming, so it does stretch actually pretty well, just so you know. Okay, so I kind of use this black line right here to kind of make sure that that's my point of where I want to tack. In all these areas right here, like that little finger, boom, Just kind of hit it a little bit, and then it should go away. All right, so now we got the hard part done. We got both ends basically tacked. We're gonna go ahead and spray some slip, and I'm gonna go down the center. Go right here, and then I've gotten centered. Yep. And then basically, when it's centered out, you can just work your way every 6 inches. And the key is to have your 4 fingers really even, and you're moving the water, so you're kind of hydrating the next area that you're going to, and that typically works out really well. Okay, you can go ahead and move along to the back part of the roof. I like starting from the back side like this because you actually don't want to introduce back into the tacked area. So we tack this corner. If you notice, it's inside just like 1 to 2 millimeter, and that's exactly what we want for this install. Okay, so now go ahead and spray on top. That's going to be the lubrication, and then I got some of this. Okay, I got a little bubble trap right there. Just release it. Go ahead and take care of that. Okay, as you kind of get to the end, you're going to be doing the same thing. Go from the back side. Okay, don't worry about some of those fingers that are popping back up, but you want to kind of get it down the middle, work your way all the way out. Okay, so since we're already here, you want to do something called a double take. Then we're going to do the other side. And what that is, you're just basically repeating exactly what you did. But this time, I'm going to be a little bit more forceful. Long strokes is fine. And then I can really inspect the areas that I missed, that I need to go back to. Go all the way. Again, I don't want to go back to that corner where I tacked. Okay. Notice how I'm getting every single overlap, at least a 50% overlap, and keeping my squeegee as flat as possible. Okay, don't worry about some of those fingers that you see on the ends. We're gonna show you how to deal with that next. Okay, so we actually started here, but we definitely wanna do a double take here as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, same thing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and spray some of our tack solution. I like using a little bit more of a spray right here. Right, that tack solution or that water really helps kind of get it. We have a lot more on this side. So what you want to do is just really flush that out. Just kind of go slowly. You just need the adhesive to kind of work itself out. You just need to spray all this tack solution and kind of work your way out. Like that one right there is very persistent. So what you actually want to do is wrap your squeegee with the microfiber and wick it away, just like that. Same thing over here. What's happening is that water is just sitting there and it's not allowing it to completely dry. Okay, so that's kind of what's happening. And you can see it immediately goes away. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on some of this side right here. Most of this is good. Let's go all the way. All right, and then now we just got these little areas right here. I'm gonna try to hold a little bit. One right. Okay, so all fingers are gone. You're gonna go ahead and wipe it all down. It's pretty smooth. You just gotta be patient with some of the areas like so. Don't go back here and then try to go. You just gonna exit, lift, because you got that edge right there. Exit, lift. And again, this install right now is actually a 71% we're installing at the moment, which means 71% of the light is going through. What you may thought opposite. It's a lighter tone, and this is our light blue. Awesome. So that's pretty much it. It takes about 24 hours for it to kind of bake in. Sometimes 48 hours. You might see a slight haze in the beginning, but just like tint, it will kind of clear out. It'll look good, and now you're protected both UV-wise and also from rocks and other things. So that's how you install the roof tinted PPF.